Today I go over the 2025 list and what I've been making on it, and I have a little bit of shop news and a little bit of gardening news. So let's get started. Just real quick for shop news, I have a category in my Etsy shop that says Yarn of the Month, and I have all of my yarn sets in there. So the 2 color sets, 3 color sets, and 4 color sets are all in there, and they're marked down. So take a look and see if you like anything in there. And as always, if you see other colors that you want to get put together and they're not in a set, just shoot me a message and I'll see what I can do. Not all of the bases are the same. All of the yarn weights are the same. All of the plies are the same. But there might be like a mix of Polworth and Merino, for instance. But everything else is the same. What else for shop news? I have another pair of socks in there, if you're looking for a pair of socks. And I think that's it. So yeah, oh, also there is a coupon code for free shipping, anything over $75. So I haven't been really doing much on the dye channel. I did put a video up a little while ago, more of it's not even really a vlog style, it's kind of just a mashup of different things that I did for that day in a dye session, if you want to see how I dye yarn. And that link is always in the description box. Okay, so 2025 stuff, it's always a low number. I am trying every month to have something that I'm working on that is off of my Make 2025. So it's not a Make 9, it's 28 different items. And I'm going to be going over stats and stuff next month. But yeah, my goal is to try to make something every single month or work on something every single month that, you know, is on that list. So I have one finish, one mishap, and one that just really got put on the back burner and I haven't touched it since, but I'll explain why. So for the finish, I made another Hello Spring ponchette, and I think I talked about this before. Try to put it on for you. So I made this a little bit long and I had to keep ripping back rows to get it to fit because it was falling off of my body. It's still a little bit loose, but that's what it looks like on the top. So maybe I'll put in a video so you can see. I'm not gonna style it, but I'll put in a little video so you can see what it looks like on my body. But this is what it looks like on the top, and I do have a yellow sundress that this matches perfectly with, so I'm happy about that. This is made with, okay, I thought the label was on this. It's on this one. Juniper Moon Farm Zoe, and it is a mix of cotton and linen. That's not the name of it. I think that's the name of the store I got it at, Tuscan Rose. I don't know what the name is. Color 19. So no name. It used 3 balls. Pretty sure it was 3 balls. Might have cut into a 4th. I didn't really keep track. I'm just trying to use up yarn. So, but yeah. So this is nice and summery and loose, and just, you know, takes that chill off when you're around at night, because, you know, you get that dewy, weird feeling. I do anyway, but I have a sensory issue, so whatever. I'm gonna take this off now. So that's my only finish. It is a free crochet pattern by Tracy Feldman, I think is her name, and I used a G hook. I'm over here looking at my crochet hooks up there. Pretty sure it was a G hook. And yeah, so it took me longer to do this than it should have, mostly because I have a bajillion WIPs and I just kind of work on whatever I feel like working on. I don't try to make anything obligatory. So, but it's the second time that I made this. The first one I made was in black. Actually, that yarn's over here too. First one I made was in Classic Elite Yarns Premier. And it's definitely a little heavier. I think this is 100% cotton. I don't know. I swear these people put the stickers on everything important. I don't know why. No, maybe it's on here. Cotton and Tencel. I also made a dress out of this too. I did not show it on the podcast because it's all lace and I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, that's that. So the next thing that I stopped working on was the Cardoon by Isabell Kraemer. I didn't stop working on it because I didn't like it. I just, like I said, I have a lot of WIPS and this is just straight stockinette. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls of yarn that I need to wind up. And I don't like winding yarn. I don't like it. It's not my favorite thing to do. So I figure while I have a bunch of other WIPs to do, this is just going to sit on hold until I have a yarn winding party, and then I can get back to finishing this. And I don't need it right now because it's, you know, it's Jameson and Shetland double knitting yarn, and it's warm, and I'm not going to need it until like November, maybe even December. So so there's nothing wrong with the pattern or anything. It's just I got other things to knit on right now, so I'm not worried about it, which is very new for me. I don't normally do that, but I'm noticing that as I get castanitis, the way I knit things are the process of how I knit things is changing. So yeah, anyway, so I'm knitting this on a 5, pretty sure it's a 5, and the size is 46, I think. So this should give me like 2 inches of ease. It's a little bit fitting. I didn't really do any decreases on the size because I didn't need it. I probably could have gone a size up, but I didn't. I need to do better about that. I need to make more of my sweaters more with more ease. I don't want to say oversized because I don't necessarily like oversized, but I need more ease. Because the problem is my knitting is so tight that even if there is a 1 to 4 inch positive ease, I always end up on the lower end. And with all the sweaters that I've knit in the last 7 years, 6, 7 years, you'd think I would keep that in mind, but I haven't. So I need to start doing that. Maybe from now on, anything that I make, I'll just do a size bigger than I think that I need, just so I have that ease. Yeah. But anyway, so that's sitting on the back burner until I have a yarn winding party. I need to cut my nail, so I'll be right back. I had a nail that decided, oh, I have my glasses on. I had a nail that decided to split on me while I was talking. So I put my glasses on so I could see what I was doing. And now they're on my face. So the next thing I've got is my Marled Mania pants, leggings, whatever, by Stephen West. And I am attached to like 3 balls of yarn here because I'm holding three strands of fingering weight. Now, the last time I showed you this, I was at the exact same spot. But I realized that I went 2 sizes too big, which sucked. So I had to rip it all back. I actually made a little video, so I'll put that up while I'm talking. It was 2 sizes too big, and I still fear that it might be too big, even though I went down. So hopefully it will fit. But I'm at the point now where, yeah, see, this looks really wide, but maybe it's because, you know, I haven't connected the legs yet. That's what I'm thinking, because like I got a big butt, but it ain't this big, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking there must be something with when you start doing the leg that it starts bringing it in. That's the only thing I could figure. So that's where I'm at, and I'm having a little bit of trouble in my head trying to figure out the leg part. And maybe I just need to just trust the instructions, and just maybe it'll click after I just do what the instructions say instead of trying to figure it out ahead of time. That doesn't happen often, but that has happened before. Not with his. This is my first time doing his patterns, but just with, like, you know, other patterns. So, but I haven't touched this in at least a month. So that's where I'm at. It's just at the point where I need to cast on, I don't remember how many stitches it was, and then just start knitting. But I'm really gonna have to take some time and actually just look at the instructions and just follow whatever the hell he's saying. But as you can see, I have gotten to a lighter color because my thought, if you haven't seen this before, and some of you are probably sick of me talking about it, but for the new people, I'm going from dark to light. So this is the top, right? This is the top, and then I'm going from dark to light. So now I'm in like these rustic red browns mixed with some blue. You're not really going to be able to see that on the screen too much, maybe. That's where I'm at now, and these are the colors that I'm using. It is this brownish gold color, and then I've got, this is mine, Delta Blue. Come on. There we go. I never had to hide my face before. That's interesting. And then this Tweety yarn. I don't remember what it is, but I'm holding all these together. So I'm gonna be running out of the blue soon, so I hope I have something. I have a whole box full of scrap that's meant just for this project. But if I don't have anything that is within this color scheme, then I'm gonna have to wait until I have more scrap. And I haven't checked the box to see, so I probably have like another inch or so of knitting. The other problem that I'm running into is that I want my legs to match, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that with this little bit of yarn, because that means I'll have to split the yarn so I get it to the other side. Kind of like when you're doing a sweater and you want the sleeves to match the body, you have to make sure you have enough yarn to match with your arms with the body. And that's what I'm thinking about doing with the legs, so I don't have two different color legs going on. I don't know how close I can get that. So I'm gonna have to go, whenever I'm ready to go and work on this again, I'm gonna have to go into my box of scrap and see how close I can get for the legs, because I know they're not gonna be a perfect match. And I know it's not meant to be a perfect match. It's scrappy for a reason, but I know I would hate it if I don't have it at least as close as possible. So I have to do that. So, yeah. But this has been sitting on the back burner. So the reason why I don't have so many finishes right now is because, and some of you are going to laugh, I got to think about this for a second. I may have to like edit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Currently I have 6 WIPs. Plus I have the socks that I always bring whenever I go anywhere, so that's 7. Plus, before this, I had the spring ponchette, so that was 8. And then I had the stuff that I had for my, at the beginning of the month when I just do my WIPs. So I think I had like 9 or 10 WIPs going on at once. And I was feeling super overwhelmed because I wanted all of the projects, right? It's not anything I wanted to frog and get rid of or whatever, or have sit on the back burner for way too long, right? So I was like, okay, I can start planning my stuff, and that's why I have 1, 2, 3, like 5 skeins of yarn waiting to be wound. But I am forcing myself to not start anything unless it's socks that I can bring wherever, because that kind of counts, but not really, because I always have to have something like that. But otherwise, it was driving me nuts. So I'm like, I cannot start anything else until I finish at least half of these projects. So I've got like gloves and a tank top and shawl and my memory blanket, which, you know, that's always back burner. And actually I'm almost done with another square, so I'll show that next month for the WIPs. But yeah, it was getting overwhelming, so I'm trying not to cast anything on right now. But my plans for to continue my 2025 list, are the, oh God, what's it called now? The alien, I always call them the alien socks, but that's not what it's called. Truth is Out There or something socks by Charlotte Stone. So I have it ready. I've got my needles ready. I've got my yarn ready. This is actually showing up really well. Now why can't I do that in photographs so I can actually put it back in the listing? That's sad face. Anyway, this is my peridot that I took off of my shop because I could not get the color right in any photographs, but here we are with it freaking color matching on a video. Anyway, and then this is Black Cat. So what I'm gonna do, because the alien socks are all over color work, I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna start with the black because it's the background color anyway, and then I'm going to, as I go up the foot, do some stripes of the peridot, and then after the heel I'll start doing the alien faces. So that's the plan. I was hoping to have already started this, and I think I might have talked about this last time, but like I said, I just got overwhelmed with WIPS, and but now that I'm at the point where I have 6 projects and one of them is super back burner anyway, that really leaves me with 5. One of them is a sock project that goes with me everywhere, so really I have 4. So I'm hoping sometime in June I will be able to start these. That would be nice, but they're ready to go. So and I think that's all I have. So that's it for knitting. So if you want to stick around and hear about what I've got going on in the garden, I don't know if I want to throw any photos up yet, so maybe when things start to kind of thrive, then I'll maybe put some photos up. But I went to Lowe's a couple weeks ago, and I'm starting a tea garden. So I got some lavender, lemongrass, thyme. I have my own garden, and I have my own seeds, and I like to start from seed. But there are some things that I've learned over the last, how many years have I been gardening? Over the last 14 years, I've realized there's just some things I cannot, for whatever reason, start from seed. And so I just buy those things. Even though they're supposed to be easy to start from seed, I have problems with it. Lavender is one of them. Thyme is another one. So I bought those. I've never grown lemongrass, so I just got the plant. So I was like, yeah, why not? I got some more strawberry plants because my herb garden, like my proper herb garden, also has grapes in there and asparagus and all that other stuff. I have strawberries in there, and half of them, even though they crowned a lot and it was healthy-ish, they didn't survive our winter. And we had, actually our winter this year wasn't as bad as the year before, but we still had snow and we still had ice and all that. So I think it just killed my strawberries. So I have 2 plants that survived, and actually one of them I think might have been a crown, which is interesting. So I have those growing. Actually, I just ordered some cloches because I do have bunnies living under my shed, and I don't have a fenced-in yard. I don't plan to have a fenced-in yard. So I know going in that I've got the deer that are probably going to eat stuff. We do feed the birds and the squirrels and the deer, so that helps. We feed all of God's creatures. We feed the skunks, the possums, whatever. We don't care. And usually I don't care if animals go in my garden because they don't eat as much as you think they do, you know. So I don't usually have a problem, but they will eat my strawberries. The bunnies will eat my strawberries. So I ordered some cloches so I can put them over the strawberries because I'm getting the fruit now. They have not had any pink yet, so I hope they get here in time before the pink sets in and they start eating my strawberries. So I got that. So I ordered some more strawberries, and then I got some seed, parsley, because I can grow that from seed. I got borage. I've never grown borage before, so I'm going to put that in the tea garden. The parsley is going in the tea garden. What else? Oh, and wildflowers, because I have enough space in my backyard that I can do like a patch. I was thinking about this last time I mowed mowed the lawn, that I should have a patch, you know, like 3x3, 4x3, something like that, that just, you know, just let it grow, you know, and then as the grass gets tall enough, throw some wildflower seeds in there, and then that will bring, you know, some pollinators and stuff. Normally when my garden is full, this year it's not that way, and I planned it to not be that way. It's just, I don't have the energy right now. But usually when it's full, I get dragonflies, I get butterflies, I get the things. But I think it would be cool. Actually, one time I even got, it's not a monarch, what's the other one? Can't think of what it's called. But they look very similar to monarch caterpillar and the other one. I don't know, I can't think of what it's called. Swallowtail? Maybe? I don't know. I'll put it down. So I've had those too. So I'm thinking to do a little wildflower patch, and then I'll bring in some pollinators and stuff, and just to see how it works and how it goes. You know, it's just a patch, it's whatever. I'll like get it mowed down. So I got some wildflowers for that. That's all I got going on. I tried planting some peas, and I think my seeds might have been a little, I don't want to say they're too old, because I know I planted seeds that were older than that. I don't know what was going on with them this year. And then I started to get some flowers, and then something ate the flowers, probably the deer. One of the deer is pregnant. Let me tell you a story about the deer if you want to hang out for a second. Okay, so we've been in this house 6 years. And so, you know, there's deer that come through our property. And I'm not in the woods, I'm in suburbia. It's just happens to be that cusp. So like cusp between like rural and suburbia, so that's why we have deer and turkeys and all that. But because we feed them, they're used to us, and our backyard has like this area where it's just tree lined, and it's kind of a ditch, so the city's not going to do anything with it. They're not going to mow it down or anything or fill it. It's too much work and too much money, so it's a safe spot for them. And so what happens is that we've got like 4 or 5 generations of the same mother-daughter family that just keeps coming in, and they bring their kids and they eat, and then they go give birth to more kids, and then they come back, and then, like, you know, they do their grazing, and we get to see the babies running around and all that, and then they grow up, and then one of them comes back, and, you know, it's just this whole cycle. So it's really cool. So it's like, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, we feed deer. They like us. We're blessed we get to see them. And being a city girl, an inner city girl, this is just fun for me. Yeah. Fireflies, because we didn't have fireflies in the inner city. I never saw a firefly unless we went out to the country. The deer and all that other stuff, I never had any of that. You get mice, especially up north. That's pretty common. Yeah, so. Okay, I am definitely rambling, so I'm going to go. And I showed you my plans. I have no news right now on the house front. We are nearing the end though, so I did talk to a realtor. So we have that going. But I'll let you know what's going on with that. Alright, I'm gonna go before I bore you to tears. Oh, before I forget, we have a giveaway coming up. So, but it's 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So, if you have been watching and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I want to get to 1,000, and when we get to 1,000, I'm going to do a big giveaway, one for international and one for domestic, and I'll make it worth your while. But I need to get there first. So I have just under 150 subscribers left to get to that mark. So please subscribe, and then we could do the big giveaway. All right, so now I'm definitely gonna go. I will see you next week, or maybe 2 weeks from now, with my WIPS. All right, bye.